And last question for you guys. In which book does a boy get trapped in a building when it is crashed into by an airplane? Yes, do you know the author? No, it's Alan Gratz. Okay, so who's moving on? Davenport A and Lane B. Lane B, you do score. Davenport A and Lane B. All right, here we go. Davenport A. In which book is the first flush toilet installed at Richmond Palace? Yes, 10 points for Davenport. Okay. Lane. In which book is a girl's dad hit by a car while he is riding his bicycle? It's not Passage. It is Shelter, 5 for the steal. Your question? In which book do the main character's grandparents live in Honduras? Not Las Bautista, can you guys steal it? Grandparents live in Honduras. No, it was Ground Zero. That was hard. Okay, you guys' question. In which book does a dog not like her crate because it makes her feel like she is all alone? Yes, 10 points. In which book do the characters use a dolly to collect recycling in their building? It's not The Great Stink. You guys steal it? In which book do the characters use a dolly to collect recycling in their building? Nope, it was When the World Turned Upside Down. Okay, your question. In which book do the characters attend a festival in Cappadocia? Not The Last Bautista. And it's not Lion Mars. It was Once Upon a Camel. Okay, your question. In which book did the main character teach her class about her culture during an online presentation? Not When the World Turned Upside Down. You guys steal it? Res Dogs, 5 for the steal. And it's your question. In which book do two world superpowers compete for dominance? It's not Ground Zero. Can you guys steal it? Fallout, 5 for the steal. Okay, your question. In which book is there an algae farm? Lion Mars, do you know the author? store called Body Shop? Not the Great Stink. No, it was Ground Zero. When he was in the bottom and he was trying to find his way through those stores. Okay, your question. In which book does a girl find a little brown book inside an old trunk? Not 365 days to get a steal. It is fast pitch. 5 for the steal. And your question, John. In which book does a girl take French as one of her classes? Not Starfish. Shelter. 5 for the steal. And it's your question. In which book is an engineer given knighthood by the Queen of England? Yes, 10 points. In which book does a dog misinterpret herding sheep as playing chase? Yes, author? Yes, I heard Libby. 10 points. Okay, your question. In which book did the main character dislocate her shoulder? Not fast pitch. Can you guys steal it? Not Shelter. It was Long Road to the Circus. Okay, you guys get the last question. Chance to time. In which book does a girl make a secret plan to move back to live with her father after 1 year? Yes, do you know the author? Okay, just 5. Good job. 4A is moving on. Basement cell to escape a tornado. It is Alone. Do you know the author? 10 points. In which book does the main character's brother run off to join the Taliban? It is Ground Zero. Do you know the author? Yes, Grass. 10 points. In which book does a group of kids eat lunch together in a teacher's classroom and play dominoes? Okay, do you guys... Yep, 365 Days to Alaska, 5 for the steal. And your question, in which book do characters ask others to take a pledge and put it in a pledge box? book do characters ask others to take a pledge and put it in a pledge box? Answer? No, it was When the World Turned Upside Down. Your question. In which book was the main character a former racing star? Okay, you guys steal it? It was Once Upon a Camel. All right, your question. In which book are rescue dogs and police sent to search for a missing girl in the forest? No? You guys steal it? Which book are rescue dogs and police sent to search for a missing girl in the forest? It is Stella, 5 for the steal. And your question. In which book are more than 50 organizations called the Global Task Force plan to reduce death from disease by 90% by the year 2030? Not The Last Quintista. Not When the World Turns Upside Down. It was The Great Stink. Your question. In which book does the main character realize she is the only original member of her group to survive their journey through space? Yes, author? Yes, 10 points. In which book does a girl have a brother with epilepsy? You gonna answer? Not Shelter. You guys steal it? Oh, it was Fast Pitch. Okay, your question. In which book do two friends see protesters while they are out walking dogs? It's not Res Dogs. You guys steal that one? Nope, it's When the World Turned Upside Down. Your question. In which book are boys told that throwing firecrackers at mailboxes could be a federal offense? You guys steal? Nope, it was Stella. Alright, you guys, this question. In which book did a girl go for a walk and end up 2 towns away, worrying her mother and grandmother? It is 365 Days to Alaska. Do you know the author? Carr, yes, 10 points. In which book is the main character's favorite poet Mary Oliver? Not Flight of Puffin. Main character's favorite poet, Mary Oliver. Nope, it was Alone. She read a lot of poetry. Okay, your question. In which book did the main characters have a sister that received a bicycle as a gift from a boyfriend? Not Starfish. You guys steal? that received a bicycle as a gift from a boyfriend? Five. It was Long Road to the Circus. Your question? In which book did the adults get sick and it's up to the kids to save them? No? Steele? Yes. In which book did the adults get sick and it's up to the kids to save them? Nope, it's Lion of Mars. And you guys get the last question. In which book were a group of friends referred to as the Musketeers? Anyone know? You guys steal it? Three Musketeers? Oh, it doesn't matter. It is Red Dog, so 5 for the student.
Be quiet in the audience, or you are disqualified.
Carlisle B. Moving on. Carlisle A and Lot B. Yeah. Carlisle A and Lot B. Are you guys Carlisle? Okay. All right, here we go. In which book does the main character's mom want her daughter to have weight loss surgery, even though it could be very dangerous? Starfish, author? Any author? No? Okay, fix. All right, 5 points. In which book was an underground reservoir decorated with 100 colored oil lamps? Great Stink, author? Page, yeah. With 10 points. In which book were the characters expected to help with ratting a farm? Ratting. You guys steal it? Yes, 5 for the steal. Okay, your question. In which book did white people resent the undeniable proof that African Americans could achieve just as much, if not more, than whites? Yes, author? Yes, 10. In which book does the main character have to leave Earth? Oh, wait. That was not the right question. Just a second. In which book did a character take cover in a sturdy creosote bush until the wind from a storm died down? Not Shelter. Can you guys steal that one? It is Once Upon a Camera. Okay, it's your question. In which book does the main character have to leave Earth with her family to survive? Not Land Mars. Can you guys steal it? The Last Quintista. 5 for the steal. And your question? In which book does a character treat an old friend badly and act fake to try to fit in? Diana Mars, author. Holm, yes, 10. Okay, your question. In which book is a girl's classmate or a girl's classmates talking about all the places they will travel to go skiing during winter break? It's not 365 days. Can you guys steal it? Shelter, 5 for the steal. And your question. In which book are night soil men's occupation a very high-paying job? Night soil men. No, it's not 21 Steps. Can you guys steal? In which book are night soil men's occupation a very high-paying job? Yep, the Great Stick. And your question, in which book does a girl feed a crow that normally eats from the trash cans outside her school? It is 365 days. Do you know the author? Yes, 10 points. In which book does a character wake to find she has been sleeping for 300 years while traveling? Yes, author? Yeah, Higuera. Okay, your question. In which book does a girl visit her Uncle Jack and learn about her family's history? Can you guys steal? Yes. In which book does a girl visit her Uncle Jack and learn about her family's history? Nope, it was Fast Pitch. Hey, you guys' question. In which book does the prospect of World War III linger? Yes, author? Yes, 10. In which book does the main character get a squirrel to eat out of her hand? It is Alone, author? No? Freeman. Last question. In which book does the setting take place in New York City and Afghanistan? Author? Yes, 10. Hang on. Hey, Lane A and Davenport B. Okay, here we go. In which book does a character no longer have All right, in which book does a character no longer have a Josephina American Girl doll? You guys steal? No, it was The Last Conquista. All right, your question. In which book did a character check out a book from the library that was from 1877. Need an answer. You guys steal it? In which book did a character check out a book from the library that was from 1877? No, it was Long Road to the Surface. Okay, here's an easy one. In which book does a girl play the position of softball catcher? Fast pitch, do you know the author? Yes, 10. Fast pitch by Stone. In which book was a woman's lipstick repeatedly criticized? Not Stella, can you guys steal it? Yep, in which book was a woman's lipstick repeatedly criticized? Not Starfish, it was A Place to Hang the Moon. Okay, your question. In which book does the main character's best friend move away right before they start middle school? It is Starfish. Do you know the author? Yes, 10. In which book are there no easy answers for the President of the United States? Fallout, author? No? 5, it's Sheinkin. In which book did the main character's mother call her a warrior girl? Not Alone. You guys steal? In which book did the main character's mother call her a warrior girl? No, it was Res Dogs. Okay, your question. In which book is a thriving black community completely destroyed because of rumors and racism? Unspeakable, author? No? Weatherford, 5 points. All right, in which book did a character hug and smell a ratty blue sweater to remember his friend that was gone? Five seconds. No, not the Great Snake. Not Ground Zero, it was The Lion of Mars. Okay, your question. In which book does a boy point a BB gun at a young girl in a forest? It's not Alone. It is Stella, 5 plus 2. Your question? You can't steal the author. In which book does a character try to make new friends, but they laugh at her in class when she doesn't know the answer to the teacher's question? No, not 365. You gonna steal? Not Starfish. It was When the World Turned Upside Down. In which book is an impeccable uniform a sign of admiration, duty, focus, gratitude, reverence, respect, and love? Yes, author? No? Gotta spell. In which book do Americans fly into unsafe airspace for top secret surveillance missions? Yes, author? Yes, 10 points. In which book does a girl keep her most important things with her in her backpack at all times? Shelter, author? Yeah, she's got it. It's Matheson. Good job. 10 points. before planting anything else? Need an answer? No. In which book did the main character's relatives plant potatoes in their garden first before planting anything else? No, it was Res Dogs. And you guys get the last question. In which book are Mexican folk tales shared to give others hope for the future? Not Res Dogs. In which book were Mexican folk tales shared to give others hope for the future? Just yes, the last Quintista, 5 points. All right. Lane A is moving on. Lane A. Dewey A and Johnson B. Dewey A, Johnson B. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. In which book does a dog save the day by finding a girl missing in the forest? Yes, Aubrey? Hoyle, yes, 10 points. In which book does a boy realize that his dad is not going to make it out alive and he is on his own? Yes, author? Yes, Tim. What? Mrs. Johnson. Okay. In which book do millions of people get sick every year from playing in or around water polluted by raw sewage? Yes, author? Yes, Tim. In which book is a character having trouble with dementia and struggling to stay in the present? In which book is a character having trouble with dementia and struggling to stay in the present? An answer? No? Can you guys feel? In which book is a character struggling with dementia and staying in the present? Need an answer. No, it was fast pitch. Okay, your question. In which book was a course of action determined by who blinked first? Fallout. Yes, 10. In which book do prospectors strike it rich in the oil fields? Not 365 days. You gonna steal it? In which book do prospectors strike it rich in the oil fields? It's unspeakable. Miss Carlisle said she just read it yesterday. Okay, your question. In which book do workers dig huge open trenches in the streets? In which book was a character trapped inside a tumbleweed? Say it, you're right. Yeah, Once Upon a Camel. Author? It's Aphilt. No. So just 5. In which book does a girl's science class create solar ovens to cook nachos and s'mores? Need an answer? Not Starfish. Can you guys steal? It was Shelter. Okay, your question. In which book are the school rules changed so students can no longer have food in the library? No. In which book are the school rules changed so students can no longer have food in the library? It was 365 Days to Alaska. Okay, you guys. In which book was a clothing swap held by a group called the WVS? Clothing swap. A clothing swap held by a group. Not the last Quintisa. Yeah. Nope. A Place to Hang the Moon. In which book do we learn that a 1921 race riot was covered up rather than documented? Yes, author? No, it's Weatherford. In which book are a series of steps followed by silence? In which book are a series of steps followed by silence? 21 Steps. Author? Yes. In which book is a comet heading to Earth, putting all of humanity at risk? Yes, author? You know the author? Higuera. 5 points. In which book does a dog learn how to escape his crate? Yes, author? Okay, it was Hoyle. In which book did characters hide in dark ancient caves? Yes, 10 points. Johnson B is, that was the last question. Johnson B is moving on. Rhodes A and Brunts B. Rhodes A and Brunts B. Rhodes A and Brunts B. Yes, 10 points. In which book is the standard one of perfection, no matter the weather, the time, or the day? It's not Shelter. In which book is the standard one of perfection, no matter the weather, the time, or the day? 21 steps. 21 steps. All right, you guys. In which book is the main character's job to map London sewers? Yes, author? Yeah, I'll give it to you. Pace. I don't know how to say it either. 10 points. In which book did the main character want to go to the St. Joseph County Fair? St. Joseph County Fair. Long Road to the Circus. Do you know the author? Yes, 10. In which book did characters receive small gifts that included a bottle of cinnamon, a soft knit hat, a pair of goggles with tinted lenses, and a packet of seeds? Yes, author. Yes, 10. In which book is the main character part of the Pennacook people? The Pennacook people. No? Not alone, it was Res Dogs. Res Dogs. In which book was a character often expected to comfort and care for a baby that was not related to her? Not Starfish. In which book was a character often expected to comfort and care for a baby that was not related to her? No, it was A Place to Hang the Moon. In which book is the ultimate privilege and the most difficult post to earn in the Army discussed? Yes, author. No? Godspell. In which book was a character given a single sheet of gold and told to make something that brought him joy? Not The Last Contista. You can steal it. A single sheet of gold and told to make something that brought him joy. Nope, Once Upon a Camel. Your question. In which book is the Thames River a major problem for a city? Yes. Author? Yes, Faith. 10 points. In which book did a character throw a rock across a canyon to distract someone while running the opposite direction? No? In which book did a character throw a rock across a canyon to distract someone while running the opposite direction? Nope, it was Ground Zero. In which book is a group trying to erase all of humanity's history, culture, and stories in order for humans to start over? Yep, author. Okay, where? In which book did a mailman cough and sneeze all over a package that he was delivering?
Pardon the interruption. Teachers and students, at this time, if you would line our hallway I just saw a camera and I took the opportunity.
Yes, author?
Day Crescendo.
The last name? What's the last name? It's McCall Hoyt. 5 points.
Oh.
Right? In which book was the main character shocked to learn that another character in the book knew how to speak Mandarin Chinese? You guys steal? In which book was the main character shocked to learn that another character knew how to speak Mandarin Chinese? It was Ground Zero. In which book do doctors believe foul air was the cause of cholera? Author? Pace. In which book do 2 bullies steal the main character's dog? Not Stella. In which book do 2 bullies steal the main character's dog? Starfish. In which book did one character rescue others from an attacking coyote after the coyote had eaten the newly laid eggs? No? Need it repeated? In which book did one character rescue others from an attacking coyote after the coyote had eaten the newly laid eggs? It was Once Upon a Camel. Okay, your question over here. In which book does the main character plan a secret sleepover with her friends at their grandparents' summer apartment by lying to her parents? Yes, author? Yes, 10. In which book did a 16-hour massacre claim countless lives? Author? Weatherford. In which book does an 11-year-old girl go hunting by herself? Yep. Yes. 10. In which book are the children considered to be a living experiment? No, it is The Lion of Mars. 5 for the steal. You guys, question over here. In which book were police and city officials guilty of plotting with white people to destroy the nation's wealthiest black community? Yes, 10. In which book is there a bedroom where the main character has never been, even though it is in her own house? No? Can you guys steal it? Nope, it was Fast Pitch. Okay, your question. In which book is the 11th day of the 11th month at the 11th hour significant? Need an answer? Not Ground Zero. In which book is the 11th day of the 11th month at the 11th hour significant? Yes, author? Oh, that was a steal, sorry. Your question. In which book did soldiers think it was suspicious to have a toy airplane hidden in a hole in the wall? Not Fallout? Yes, 5. Your question. In which book does a dog learn that love is not earned with good works, but by trusting someone so much you feel safe to be yourself? Yes, author? Yes, 10. Last question. In which book were the main characters waking up wet from a leaking bedroom roof? Nope. You guys steal? Nope, it was a place to hang the moon. We got Johnson A. Moving on. Okay, we need Davenport A and Carlisle B. Davenport A, Carlisle B. Davenport here. Alright, here we go. In which book was there a house with the address number 4 Livingston Lane? Not Shelter. Can we steal? Number 4 Livingston Lane. Not Fast Hitch. It was a place to hang the moon. Okay, in which book over here does dog training involve finding an enchilada in a box? Yes, author. Yes, 10. Okay, over here. In which book does a woman give a team $75,000 after learning about her grandfather's past? Yes. Yes, 10. In which book does a girl's teacher lend her an umbrella to use on her way to her next class? Not 365 days. Yes, Shelter for the Steal. And your question? In which book does the main character use red wine to get a toilet to flush? Alone? It's Freeman. Okay, in which book did a PE teacher say if you were bored, you must be a boring person, so the main character decided she must be boring? Not Starfish? Yep. In which book did a PE teacher say if you were bored, you must be a boring person, so the main character decided she must be boring? No, it was Res Dogs. Okay, your question. In which book does the main character's family let an aunt, uncle, and their baby move in with them? No? You guys steal? No, it's Long Road to the Circus. In which book does a girl spend her time doing art and it keeps her from feeling like crying? No, not quite. It is Shelter. 5 for the steal. And your question. In which book does the main character have the nickname Splash? Starfish, author? Yes, 10. In which book is the main character the leader of her team? Author? Yes, 10. In which book does a boy join his dad at work for the day? Author? 10. Which book begins with the Sentinel's Creed? Not a place to hang the moon. 21 Steps, 5 for the Steal. In which book is the character trying to solve the mystery surrounding her great-grandpa? Fast Pitch, author? Yes, 10. In which book did a character get nits in her hair? Not alone. No, it was a place to hang the moon. Okay, your question. In which book do a group of people called monitors watch over and care for passengers who are sleeping during a trip? Author? Yes, 10. And last question. In which book is night soil sold to farmers who use it as compost for crops? Great State, 5 for the Steal. Davenport A moving on. We got Lot B and Lane A. Lot B and Lane A. Lot over here. Okay. Here we go. In which book? In which book does the main character want to be a storyteller like her grandmother when she grows up? Not Res Dolls, you guys do? No, it was The Last Quintisto. In which book do thousands of sheets of paper fall from the sky like snow? Round 0, author? Yes, 10. In which book did social services come to check on a character's well-being, but the person could not get inside the house? Res Dogs, author? Yes, 10. In which book do archaeologists locate human remains in an unmarked mass grave in October 2020 and their investigations continue? Not The Great Stain. Not 21 Steps. It was Unspeakable. Okay, your question. In which book is a soldier identified and returned to his family? 21 Steps, author? It was Gottsville. In which book were the main character's siblings upset that they had to collect eggs and feed chickens because they did not do it? does a man join the military because of his experiences as a child? Yes. Author? Yes. 10. In which book does a dog detect a sour vinegar smell from a human's body before the human has a seizure? Author? Yes. 10. In which book did the main character institute the keep your licks to yourself rule? Not Stella. In which book did the main character institute the keep your licks to yourself rule? No, it was Once Upon a Camp. In which book did a character wish for hot chocolate? Not alone. No, it was A Place to Hang the Moon. Okay, your question. In which book was a family's income at risk because prom was canceled and the dresses no longer needed altered? Not A Place to Hang the Moon. When the World Turned Upside Down. Okay, your question over here. In which book did soldiers lay in state in the U.S. Capitol? Yes, author. Yeah. In which book do people live underground and have to wear environmental suits if they go to the surface? Not Fallout. No. It was Lion Mars. And here's your question. In which book does the main character think of herself as a ghost haunting a town? Alone, author? Yes. In which book does a girl play for the Fulton Firebirds? Author? Yes. 10. Last question. In which book does an animal have 2 white spots above its eyes? Not Once Upon a Camel Can You Steal? It's not Stella. It was Red's Dogs. Johnson B. and Brunsby. All right, here we go. In which book does a team ride in what they call the fire bus to their games? Yes, author? Yep, 10. In which book does the main character dress up in her mother's evening gowns to celebrate her birthday? Not Starfish. Alone, Fight for the Seal. In which book is a local park a place to realize the responsibility we all have to reject hatred and violence and to instead choose hope? Yes, author? 10. In which book is a girl and her family homeless? Author? Yes. In which book does a main character have to make dinner for her whole family?
At this time, all high school students, please report to the gym. Thank you.
Not Shelter. In which book does a main character have to make dinner for her whole family? When the World Turned Upside Down. Your question. In which book does the main character's best friend become her school's mascot? Need an answer? It is Starfish. Author? Yes, 10. In which book is the main character named after the first woman Secretary of State? In which book is the main character named after the first woman Secretary of State? Need an answer? No, not Las Batista. It was Alone. Okay, your question over here. In which book is the Berlin Wall built? No? Fallout. 5 for the steal. Your question. In which book is a girl's favorite school class art? Not I think Paige had it over there. Yes. In which book is a girl's favorite school class art? It's Shelter. 5 for the steal. In which book does the main character volunteer in the library to keep herself away from the bullies during lunch? Not 365 days. It is Starfish. 5 for the steal. In which book has a girl's family never had a car? Not Shelter. In which book has a girl's family never had a car? It was 365 days to Alaska. Okay, over here. In which book are scrambled eggs an unusual new food for the characters to eat? Yes, author? Homer. In which book was an evacuation referred to as Operation Pied Piper? No? Operation Pied Piper. No, it was A Place to Hang the Moon. Okay, your question. In which book is Queen Victoria practically poisoned by water? Yes, author? Yes. Okay. In which book does the main character's family member make the best fry bread around? Fry bread. Yes. Yes. 10. Yeah. In which book, last question, is a dog almost put to sleep but is saved by a dog trainer in hopes? Author? good. No matter how you describe that, stunning, neat, first-rate, grand, smashing, keen, or splendid, it's pretty good. No? Can you guys seal it? No, it was the great stink. Okay, your question. It's been hard though lately. I'm almost always crazy hungry during math class, and math takes a lot of concentration. It is shelter. So, yeah, you guys. Okay, final four. First we have Johnson A and Davenport A. Okay. I'm going to start with Davenport. In which book does the main character only have one set of clothes? No? You guys steal? In which book does the main character only have one set of clothes? It's not Alone, it's Shelter. Okay, over here. In which book did two characters fight over a tick that had been eaten? In which book did two characters fight over a tick that had been eaten? Not Alone. Yes, 5 for the steal. And your question. In which book does the main character learn to stick up for herself after going to therapy and gaining some confidence? Yes, author? Yes, 10. In which book does the main character go to the library to find a book about how to light a fire? Not 365 days. Alone, 5 for the steal. In which book does a girl's younger sister get sick on a car ride from the airport? Okay, you guys steal it? In which book does a girl's younger sister get sick on a car ride from the airport? Not Stella. It was 365 days to Alaska. In which book are the girls' next door neighbors nicer to her than her own family? In which book are the girls' next door neighbors nicer to her than her own family? Yes, 5 for the steal. In which book did the characters go from Camp Verde to Fort Tejon and back many times? Yes, author. No, it's Aptos. In which book does a young girl read the book Charlotte's Web to a dog? Yes, author. 10. In which book does a girl wear a bicycle helmet in a vehicle to learn to drive? Alone, author. Yes. In which book does a group of people try to make all humans look physically the same? Yes, author? Yes. In which book is the grand ceremony for the Victoria Embankment held July 13th, 1870? Yes, author? Yes. In which book do kids get extra credit for bringing a dead possum to their science teacher? Not Shelter. Yeah, 5 for the seal. In which book was pepper doused all over a character's belongings? Yep, author? Yes, 10. In which book does a character think that being quarantined at home with his parents seems like a punishment? Author? In which book are there lots of odd rules, like always keep a glow stick in your pocket? Yep, author? Yes. And last question, in which book is one character very concerned about another character's posture? No, not Starfish. No, Long Road to the Circus. Lane A and Brunsby. Lane A, Brunsby. Okay, here we go. In which book do memories of a grandmother's cuentas or stories help the main character face an uncertain future? Yes, author? Tim? In which book does a girl try a Pop-Tart for the first time at a friend's house? No? You steal it? It's not Starfish, it was 365 Days to Alaska. Alright, in which book does the main character have a snowball fight with a dog? It's not Stella. It's not Red Dogs, it's Alone. Alone. Okay, over here. In which book does the main character's sister like to play with corn husk dolls? the circus? In which book does the mom inventory food so she knows how much her daughter has been eating? Starfish, author? Yes. In which book is a world situation compared to a game of chess? No? Fallout, 5 for the steal. Okay, over here. In which book does a character decide to call himself Stealth Destroyer? No? Can you guys steal? In which book does a character decide to call himself Stealth Destroyer? No, it was When the World Turned Upside Down. Okay, and it's your question. In which book is a girl's backpack stolen while she is at lunch? Yes, author? It was Matheson. Alright, your question. In which book are characters trapped in a vehicle multiple times because the vehicle runs out of energy? Yes, author. Yes, 10. In which book is the mother's special ringtone for her daughter, Scott Joplin's The Entertainer? No? You guys still on? In which book is the mother's special ringtone for her daughter, Scott Joplin's The Entertainer? No, it was Alone. In which book did a tornado hit the next town and it started coming right for the town the main character lives in? Not Alone. In which book did a tornado hit the next town and it started coming right for the town the main character lives in? No, it was Starfish. Okay, your question, in which book does a girl have to move to Connecticut? No. In which book does a girl have to move to Connecticut? Yes. 5 for the student. In which book did picnickers feast on a sacred spot? No. In which book did picnickers feast on a sacred spot? loves to cause trouble. Was Long Road to the Circus, and the last question goes to you. In which book does a character hear a high-pitched cry echoing through a tunnel? No? Steal it. A high-pitched cry echoing through a tunnel. Lion of Mars. Lane A, moving on to the championship. Davenport A versus Lane A. Pizza, dessert, pop, on the run. Right. Okay, you want to do it, Liddy? So we've got, you guys. Lane A over here. What? Lane A, you have the teams on the ring. Yep. Okay, here we go. In which book does the do the main character's parents fight a lot about her weight? Author? Yes. In which book do two youngsters think they are playing a long, great game of hide and seek with their parents? It's not alone. Can you steal it? Once Upon a Camel, 5 for the steal. In which book is the main character's dad a conductor and her stepmother a flutist? No? Can you guys steal it? Not Long Road to the Circus. It was Alone. No. Okay, here's your question. In which book does Life magazine give instructions on how to build a bunker? It's not Lion of Mars. Fallout for the steal. In which book do adults call the communication and observation rooms the phone booth? In which book do adults call the communication and observation rooms the phone booth? Lion of Mars. 10. In which book does the main character follow her uncle to see where he's going? Not Fast Fish. In which book does the main character follow her uncle to see where he's going? Long Road to the Circus. Here's your question. In which book does a middle school start a fencing club? Fencing club. Not Stella, can we steal? In which book does a middle school start a new fencing club? It is $365 for the steal. Hey, your question. In which book does a character's mother tell her that she will try to stay out of her own bedroom? Not Starfish. Can you steal it? Not Red Dogs. It was When the World Turned Upside Down. In which book does the main character often look for an OOD, an official okie dokie? Not A Place to Hang the Moon. In which book does the main character often look for an OOD, an official okie dokie? No, it's Once Upon a Camel. In which book does the main character leave thank you notes in people's houses when she takes items from their house? Yes, Author. Yes. In which book does one of the characters often have to look after and care for his twin siblings? Not A Place to Hang the Moon. In which book does one of the characters often have to look after and care for his twin siblings? It was When the World Turned Upside Down. In which book do hollow coins play a role? Yes? Yes, 10. In which book were the main characters strapped to a ship so they wouldn't be injured by the waves rocking the ship? Not The Last Batista. No, it was Once Upon a Camel. Hey, your question. In which book did the main character's grandparents send $20 to help others who were sick and in need? Not Stella. In which book did the main character's grandparents send $20 to help others who were sick and in need? Res Dogs for the steal. In which book is there a cave that is filled with weapons? Ground Zero, Author. Yes? In which book did the characters watch the movie Pinocchio? Not Long Road to the Circus, Can We Steal? In which book did the characters watch the movie Pinocchio?